Alright, in this video, I will be talking about prescription medication and the time that I was overprescribed a fuck lot. And it basically made me sleep for years. And what had happened was, first off, if you've seen my other videos on SSRIs, you already know a little bit of background on this. But I first was prescribed Prozac when I was maybe 14 or 15. And I was taking that, and I also tried Abilify and a few other things for ADHD because I was diagnosed early on with OCD and ADD or ADHD. I don't know why I said that so weird. I think there could be some other stuff going on in there. Obviously, depression. I've had a lot of run-ins with depression. There's alcoholism within my family. Anyways, but around the time I was 22, I was really going through it like hard, depression-wise. The Prozac was originally prescribed for the OCD, not for depression. And then when I had depression, the doctor just upped the Prozac. I was on 10 originally, then 20, then 40, then 60, then you can't go higher than 60 on that, so they added something to it. I think it was basically antipsychotics. I think they tried risperidone, they tried Seroquel, but that's a story I'm going to get into in a little bit. Lithium and Remeron and a few other things, and ADHD stuff as well at one point, and it was kind of all cocktailed at once. And I was drinking too, I was smoking weed too. I've had a little bit of discussion on this earlier in the channel, but yeah, basically what happened is I was on all the Prozac, and then I was feeling really shitty, and I also was feeling very anxious and very uncomfortable in my skin, which I still haven't got over. And I think that might not be a medical issue. I think that might just be a human condition issue. I think even high achievers, people that are extroverted, have that. They just maybe have a better way of deflecting eyes from it, so people don't notice as much. And I feel like that's something that you get better at as you socialize more and more, and you basically, it's a muscle that you train. And I think that to get sedated too much or at all really, and to get taken out of that, is going to actually make the problems worse, not better. So anyways, I went looking maybe for something, an anxiety med, basically like a Xanax. But I guess this was maybe 10 years ago, and I guess that's when the whole like Xanax benzo thing was getting on a hand. People were really getting into opioids hard, and doctors weren't really prescribing these things at that point anymore because they saw the potential for abuse. I don't know, I'm giving the rationale to the doctor. So the doctor didn't give me Xanax, he gave me Seroquel instead. He probably thought I was psychotic. I don't know exactly what I said to him to give him that impression. I think I do have either some form of spectrum disorder or Asperger's, and I think I do get these burnouts where it might seem like psychosis at times, but it's not. So I don't know why he would have gave me an antipsychotic. It would be extremely excessive for me. I'm looking back, I never really had any psychotic breaks. So he basically said, "Oh, don't worry. It says antipsychotic. It's nothing to worry about here," and like kind of just to kind of coax me into it. And it's kind of, I mean, I'm not trying to set him up for like a malpractice lawsuit. I'm not bitter about it or anything like that. I'm just kind of take it on the chin and move on. But basically what the Seroquel did was it opened the floodgates to tacking on the risperidone and the lithium and the Remeron as well, all at once. It was like a cocktail of drugs. And I pretty well slept 16 hours a day, every day for 4 years. And I'm still recovering from that. I got out of that cycle probably 4 years ago, and then I've been kind of healing over the last 2 years because it's been getting out of my system. I've been re-socialized. I've been getting out, but it really took me out of the game. And this was pre-COVID. So I had 4 years of that. I had 2 years of COVID, and now I'm getting back into it. So it really took me out of the game for 6 years. I don't know how to describe the feeling of looking back, because if you look back at that too much, you're going to get depressed. There's no way you're not going to. And then you get depressed, and then what? You go back to that, or you keep moving. You got to keep moving. And I guess I want to make this video the opposite of a doomer video. I want to make it optimistic and some hope. And I do have hope to the future, and that's why I'm not going back. You have to take these things on the chin. It's a very serious loss, like 6 years of your life. It's a very serious loss. But yeah, I'm not mad about it. It could have been worse. I mean, I could have been dead. I could have, instead of getting taken out of life for 6 years, it could have been a 6-year prison sentence. It could have been, I got shot. I could have been in a car crash and been comatose for 6 years. I could have drowned and maybe drowned halfway, been resuscitated and been comatose even now. Like, there are situations that would have been significantly worse than this. I basically got a lot of bed rest. I was basically crazy. Like, the antipsychotics, when you're not psychotic and you're put on antipsychotics, it basically makes you psychotic. And Seroquel is a dopamine blocker, so you can't really produce much testosterone. So I was talking like mad effeminate, like, and I don't want to give shit to anybody who's in the LGBT community, but I was talking kind of like how my sisters do. I was wearing these kitten t-shirts. People were talking shit about me. I had a guy that I went to high school with. He was spreading around the gym that I was transitioning or something, which wasn't true. And I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm not really mad about it. It kind of happened that way, my life, and it opened my mind up, I guess. I think there was something spiritual about being separated from society that long, but it also maybe let in a demon or exposed some demons like that, where there is bitterness in me because I lost that time. So I mean, I can't say that I'm fully happy about losing the time, but I'm taking it on the chin and I'm moving forward. And if there's a lesson to be learned, it's not to turn to drugs, whether they're Xanax or Seroquel or alcohol or marijuana, or even turning to something that's not a drug but another addiction. Like, a lot of people are struggling with porn on the phone. And once in a while is fine, but if it's controlling your life, if you're doing it 2 times a day for a dopamine hit, and you gotta do it to get out of bed, and you feel like it's something psychological, that's something that needs to be addressed as well. I think gambling addiction is another one. There's a lot of people gambling, and I think a lot of people are gambling with the stock market, with the Wall Street bets thing. There's lots of people just with these dopamine hit type things. And I know dopamine hit's kind of like a buzzword all the grifters are using. But yeah, so this is kind of my experience. I lost 4 to 6 years. I had, during that time, I was on disability, but I had at one point a security night job for some of it, and I was just out of my, I wasn't even there. I was basically like a zombie. I was kind of like, someone would say something to me, I'd just repeat it back to them. And I guess it was fine because I just had to look at these security cameras, and that's fine. I don't know why I'm burping so much these days. I gotta get some kind of anti-acid or something. I don't know what's up with that. It's like this little hiccup thing. But yeah, so anyways, once again, a ramble video, mental health. This was probably the biggest L I've taken in my life. is probably the biggest thing that I had to recover from, because it took me out of everything for 4 to 6 years. I've had experiences like this before, not that I'm complaining, but school wise, grade 7 to 9 middle school, I was detention every day, didn't really learn anything, so I was kind of out of the school system for those 3 years, so I kind of have a little bit of experience with that. So I was kind of taken out before, and then I bounced back. I didn't graduate, but I did get my GED, so I did bounce back from that. I'm going to bounce back from this, and there's always hope. And don't ever, I don't know how to say this, but don't ever be discouraged if you've messed up. I guess that's the best way to say it, because I guess I don't feel comfortable saying that sometimes because I haven't made it out yet. But, and I understand the mentality of somebody who'd want to hear that from somebody who's like a Donald Trump or something with like lots of money, or won a presidency or something like that. Not trying to make this political, or if I agree or disagree with him, but like maybe like a rock star or someone like a Mike Tyson or something. I don't know. And I'm still kind of fighting, and the wheels are turning to get out of this. So I might not be the best person to give advice, but I guess the end of what I'm trying to say here is it's either lay down or die, or get over it and move on. And if you're in a similar situation, you got to get up, you got to move on, you got to keep pushing, because otherwise you're going to just lay down and die, and that's a waste. You're on here, this planet, to who knows why, but just enjoy it and move on. I took it on the chin. It was a big L. Fucking huge loss. I'm over it. I'm moving on. I want to figure something out. I want to put a game plan together. And to any hater that wants to come on my channel, don't shit on a guy trying to correct his life and put things in order. It's not a good look for you, and it'll just get you blocked off the channel. So anyways, this is a video on drug use and losing some time, and probably my biggest L. So anyways, I hope everyone has a good day. I kind of lost my train of thought a few times in this, but I think I was mostly coherent. So anyways, like and subscribe. Peace out. Blessings, love, everything like that. And I'm probably going to go to bed right now.